Here is a company's office at the Stanford Shopping Center. The name of the company is called Travelers. They have a lot of outlets around the shopping centers. So people will go there to buy or sell the foreign currency they want. Uh, Another famous dealer is called Thomas Cook. That shopping center has a Thomas Cook shop many years ago, but now they only have a Travelers. Now nowadays, not many people are using those foreign currency dealer because part of you can go online to buy and sell and dealing with the bank buy currencies or selling currency with your local bank, like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, or you sometimes people even go to the airport to buy sell there. But most people are more and more for average traveler. People just using credit cards. The Whatever using the credit card company will cover or dealing as serve as a foreign currency dealer. The on the left is a picture of the price board. Usually you can see on in those currency booths. If you saw those usually in airport, for example. Here I'm just showing you a couple of currency. Look at the symbols. CAD is Canadian dollar. CNY, Chinese yen. EUR, euro. JPY, Japanese yen. YEN. Chinese yuan, YUEN. SGD is Singapore dollars. Hong Kong dollar is called HKD. NZD is New Zealand dollars. The last one, MYR. Guess what currency is that? Malaysia ringgit. I think this is probably is from San Francisco area. You have a lot of those Southeast Asia people come here. Now you find those currency are usually quoted in pairs. One is called the asking price, the other one called a bidding price. Here, those number, for example, if you look in Chinese yen here, one price is 7.3169 yen. Another price is 60910 yen per dollar. One is you buy from them. One is you sell the Chinese yen to them, sell to them. Those are called bid and ask and a bid, or bid and ask price. The bid price is the dealer buy from you, which usually is lower than the asking price, selling price. The difference between them is called spread. Here's the formula. The spread is the profit margin the bank or the currency dealer cover their cost. Do you know the difference between a dealership versus a brokerage firm, or broker versus dealer? What the big difference between these two type of work? Who take inventories? Dealers. Because dealers take inventory, they have hold certain amount of the foreign currency which people come to for exchange. So it incurs certain cost. Therefore, for dealers, they will sell high and buy low. The difference between them is called spread. Now let's look at some real example from the textbook. This is the exhibit 3.1, bid and ask. First, let's look at the currency quotations. The first one is a British pound, pound sterling. The bid rate or bid price is $1.52, and asking price is $1.60. So for the dealers, because it's an investment activity, so they in normal the rule of investment is to buy low, sell high. So if you want to buy from them, right, they charge you they charge you 1.6. Once sell that to them, they give you 1.52. Now, for a consumer, the opposite is true. For consumer, because you do not really pay a fee for the service, so what you do is you buy high and selling low. Buy high from them, or you're selling the currency, a low currency for them. So, for example, if you are a traveler, you want buy pounds. What is the price you need to quote? You need to use for the calculation. Now remember, as a consumer, you buy high, sell low. You buy the asking price 1.6. When you sell, you're using the bidding price 1.52. Just remember that. Let's do one example, the following example. You are a traveler in London Heathrow Airport. You visit that city, you want to purchase some British pound, right? You're wondering, you have $1,000 with you, you want to exchange to pounds. How many pounds you can get? Now let's do this exercise. This is a very interesting one. Now, the price quotation, the bid price 1.52, the asking price 1.6. So you have to buy high. So you have to using the asking price 1.6. 1.6. Now the question is, how do I use this exchange rate? Should I time it or should I divide it? Sometimes people find this is the hard part. Now, my suggestion is use algebra rule. Using algebra. In algebra, we know, for example, when 1 divided AB is equal to the inverse, B divided by A. Right? Now, let's look at the first. So we know we're using asking rate 1.6. If you times it, instead of divide, you times it, you will get dollar squared. So it doesn't make sense. So you have to divide. So you divide it by 1.6. When you divide it, you time the inverse of it. Right? When you divide it, the numerator become denominator. So you cancel the dollar sign, the numerator one and denominator one. Dollar sign canceled. What left is 1. In other words, 1,000 divided by 1.6 equal to 625 in pounds. So you give up $1,000, you receive 625 pounds. In this case, you divide it by the spot rate. Here is the asking price. Sometimes I'm using spot rate. That means it's a cash business. The transaction occur immediately. But we also can use in futures market or derivatives market in for corporation conducting international finance. We'll talk about later. Here we are dealing basically is the cash business or the spot market. In most cases are over the counters, over the phone, all right, between you and the currency dealer or bank. Now, when you get the 625 pounds, you want to leave. Suddenly your cell phone rang. Your secretary called. Oh no, you need to come back immediately, for some emergency. So you decided sell the pounds. You wanted to get the US dollar back. Now at the same booth, currency booth, you want to sell your pound and buy dollar back. Which quoted rate you should use? The bid rate or asking rate? Now remember, my rule is for consumer, you buy high, sell low. You sell your pound now, it's 1.52, not 1.6. You sell this. So here is the math calculation: 625 pounds times 1.52. Now, 1.52 per pound. So pound and the pound, numerator pound and denominator pound cancel each other out. You keep the dollar sign, and times 625 times 1.52 equal to $950. You get that. Now, within a few minutes, you sell the same $1,000 in that booth. As a result, it costs you $50 because initially you have $1,000 in your pocket. Now you only have $950. You're losing $50. What is that $50? That $50 is the cost to you. That represents if we calculate the spread, bid asking spread is 5%. Represents the profit margin for the dealer. Okay. Now, this example, I want to show you how do you convert currency from one to the other one. How do you use the formula? Okay. Using algebra. Using algebra will help you to correctly get the conversion. Now, sometimes a very common mistake people will make is, for example, they do 1,000 times 1.6. You get 1,600 pounds. It's obviously true because they are not true because US dollar pounds is more expensive. So you should get less than 1,000 pounds. But sometimes not so obvious than you just using the algebra, looking at the one currency cancel each other out and leave another one. And remember, if you find that the algebra leads to currency symbol square, mean you are wrong. Do the opposite. Multiplication become division. Dividing, you do timing the certain amount. You need only one single currency in front of it. Now, the algebra method, as a matter of fact, also useful to calculate cross rate. For example, given information here, you have a British pound versus Japanese yen, all in terms of dollars, right? But do you know what is the exchange rate from Japanese yen versus pounds? How do I do that? So according to algebra, B over A times A over C is equal to, A and A cancel each other out, is equal to B over C. So here, the Japanese yen times the dollar versus pound, dollar sign cancel each other out, you get a Japanese yen very yen. Now, so the algebra method will guarantee to lead you to the right correction, a right quotation. Okay, but here is a problem. Let's look at the Japanese yen. So, a British pound, we understand you as a consumer, you buy high 1.6, you sell 1.5. Japanese yen, you buy 0.0074, less than 1 penny. Actually, 0.74 penny, right? Now, the bid price is 0.007. So the difference is very tiny. But you think, wow, it's so confusing, so many zeros on it. Now that is the quotation people use. It's kind of not common. People using terms of in dollar. If everything is quoted in terms of dollar price, those we call direct quote. But many currencies, the majority currency, are quoted the opposite. In the opposite, let's look at the Japanese yen. For the asking price is 135 yen per dollar. The bidding price is 142.86 per dollars. This is the most commonly used, right? It's an indirect quote. But in indirect quote, you find out which one is higher. Bid price high and asking price low. Then you have a problem. Okay, it doesn't work. Seems like buying low, selling high. It should be buy high, sell low from consumer point of view. That's the second problem we're going to work on. It's the direct quote and the indirect quote. Part of the difficult for international finance, particularly when you start studying foreign exchange market, it's coming from the direct quote and indirect quote. Now let's take a break. When coming back, we'll take a look at the direct quote, indirect quote, and how do you dealing with that.